Hello everybody, I really hope that everybody's having a very good moment. I'm GhostSenpai and this is Crush But Warp. This game wasn't intended to be in the marathon from the beginning, it was a backup game, but at the end it was included, so... First of all, shoutouts to the staff that gave me the opportunity to showcase this. I haven't run this game in I don't know how many times, so this is gonna be a really interesting experience. So the time is gonna start once I get the control fresh, but since I'm using my own timer, I'm gonna be using my own split, so I don't think that we're gonna have a problem with that. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna be watching here is something that it's sorry, I don't know what am I saying. Yeah, I remember what was the last time that I've run this. Plus, this has been hasn't been a very good day for me, so this is gonna be something really interesting. So the first thing that you're gonna notice here is that I have turned down the volume of the sound effects. The reason behind this is because for some reason there's some cutscenes on the game that get activated once you enter to some specific stages and or you have a specific amount of crystals. That cutscenes involves Neocortex and his allies or Guaku. So if for some reason I deactivate the sound effects, that cutscenes are not gonna get played, so I'm gonna save like a minute, I think. Like a minute to 2 minutes. I don't remember exactly the amount of time, but it saves time. That's the important topic here. So with this, obviously we are gonna sacrifice the sound effects of the game. So if you like sound effects, sorry, but I don't think that this game you are gonna like this run. Otherwise, if you like the music soundtrack without sound effects, congratulations! This is your good opportunity to listen to the amazing soundtrack that this game has. And also, before I start the run, as you have seen, I have made that Crash loses alive, and after that, I just have started a new game, and I have done this on purpose because the cycles of this game are global. So I can go, everything's fine, or did I need to reset the run? Just tell me. I can reset the run, I'm fine with that. Just tell me. Okay, I'm good. Okay, let's skip it like this. So keep going with this. Now I'm gonna start. I have started with Under Pressure, the second stage of the game. Now it's time to play on Art Express, the third one, and the first stage where we are gonna be playing as Coco, the Crash little sisters. And this is a pretty strict stage. There's anything interesting here. Just I need to keep pressing the circle or the R1 button, and I'm gonna be going faster. Something curious about this is that if I keep jumping, at every jump that I make, I save 1 frame. So it's something. Considering that this game runs at 3 FPS, just. I don't think I'm gonna save a full second, but it's gonna be something. And sorry if I'm not focused at all, because as I've said before, this hasn't been a very good day for me. Plus, there are some family members in the background here in my room that for some reason they decided to came here when they know that I'm busy. But anyways, let's focus on this and we can do this. So here, this is something really good. It has been a long time since I have got it, so we have started something good in the game. This is called Cuddle Skip, and it's a bit tricky, not complicated, but a bit tricky. So what I've done here is that I have made a big jump at the end of the stage. I was close to the top of the screen. I was close to the roof, and what happened here is that the game is a bit confused, and if I keep jumping, I'm gonna make that Coco keeps on the roof, making that she makes a higher jump. So with this, yeah, she can make a higher jump at the end, more high than usual, and reaching the warping portal. And with this, we have 5 seconds because we haven't seen the little animation between Coco and Pura. Pura is the little tiger that she was riding. So we have started with something good, so we're fine. And now, stage 5, another boring stage. This is usually these water stages are the most boring ones because I just need to keep pressing the cross button. And there's a personal challenge that I like to do on this stage. That is basically that you need to keep pressing the cross button and don't to go straight and reach the end of the stage. Plus, I don't catch any of the boxes here, so that's more like a personal challenge that I put myself on this stage. This doesn't help on the run, but I don't know, I consider that it's kind of interesting to give it a try. I'm gonna finish the stage without catching any box. Talking about the category, it's called Any Person Item Glitch, which is intended any person root that was intended by the developers, which means in just getting the 25 crystals of the game and then just defeat Cortex. Because the item glitch here is that, well, in the item glitch, what do you do is that there's a way to trick the game, like in Crash Bandicoot 2, where you can gain a lot of items, and for example, you can with this glitch you can get the crystals without feeling the necessity of completing all the stages. So obviously that glitch is not allowed here. So we need to go through the intended any person route. And now I'm start on the first stage of the game. Sorry for now, I don't remember the name of the stages. I don't know where my mind is, to be honest, and I'm trying to remember how to play this in order to keep inside of the estimate. And here is the main movement technique. This is called neutral slide jump, which basically is consists in just mid and slide, and almost at the end of the slide, I need to perform a jump. But when I perform the slide, I need to release the D-pad. So with this, I can keep the speed of the slide on the air. So this is gonna be the fastest way to move in the game, because comparing this with just walking, this is slow. So from this moment, you need to keep on mind that I'm gonna be doing this during all the stage, during all the run. And as I said before, you just need to get all 25 crystals. Each stage has 1 crystal. So this is the 4th stage, Boneyard. I haven't played this stage, so this is the only crystal that I need to catch on this first warp room. Like in the previous game, which is Crash Bandicoot 2, fortunately the stages are not, you need to complete the stages on a specific order, so I'm going through a specific order in order to use the masks and some cycles on my side. For example, here I just have granted the masks because this is gonna be the first stage where I'm gonna be using them. If I don't die, hopefully it's gonna be good. This stage just has 1 mask, and the mask plays an important role here in the game because not just you get the invincibility pace, but also at the same time you can increase slightly bit your speed. So this is gonna be good because if we abuse of the neutral slide jump, having the mask, we can have a ridiculous amount of good speed on the game, competing this with just the regular neutral slide jump plus the regular walking on the game. And also there are some sections on specific floors when Crash moves slower, so something good about the masks is that you ignore entirely this and you can move more faster. So this is something we're going to be watching on the next stages. And since the masks plays an important role here, I need to be so careful, and I'm going to try to keep them as much as I can. Because if I lose a mask, I need to change my route. Fortunately, there are some good backup routes on the game, but it looks like everything is fine for now, so probably I'm gonna keep going on the main route up to this point. It's gonna be important that I finish this first warp room just having 2 masks, because with that I'm gonna be able to start on stage 7, which is a specific stage where I need to start with 2 masks. Otherwise, I have a backup stage where I can get the mask. So first, boss fight, Tiny Tiger, not a big deal. So once he starts to jump 5, 6, and 7 times, obviously in each of its cycles, I just need to keep on this in this corner, and for some reason the lions are not going to attack me, so I can be safe. Something curious about this is that we know that back in 2017, the PS1 Crash Bandicoot games, talking about the original trilogy, were re-released on a collection called Insane Trilogy, which are basically some remakes of the game. There's a way to perform a similar glitch here, and if we do that, the public is gonna start to throw slices of cheese to us for some reason. I don't know why, but they decided to do something like it. So now with this I have defeated Tiny Tiger, not a complicated boss, and since I have the 2 masks I can keep going through the main route. So now I'm gonna start on stage 7 because there's just a specific section if you use the masks you can move more faster than the intended way. Plus there's just 1 mask in this stage. So I need to be so careful. I'm gonna wait here for this enemy. I can skip it, but since I haven't played this game probably in like a month, I don't want to take so much risk, so I'm gonna be playing more safely than usual. So this is the only mask you're gonna find on the stage, and you can see that on this section of the game. Usually you're gonna move slow. We're gonna see that on a bit, but for now we need to try to be as fast as we can. Also on this jumping pads, if I spin before I land on it, I'm just gonna avoid the jumping and I can keep moving normally. And as you can see, the fact that Masks has finished here, so now you can compare this speed with the speed that I have got once I got the invincibility pace. So now let's checkpoint because we are on the end of the stage. The other important stage with the masks is stage number 9, so if I finish this stage with 2 masks, I'm gonna play that stage. And I'm not quite sure sometimes because sometimes this enemy likes to be a bit troll with me, mostly because my left thumb is a bit dumb. But anyways, we got it. Stage number 7. It's time to move to stage number 9. Number 9. Okay, let's focus on this. So as I've said before, the masks plays really a very important role. So the only way to slow down by a lot this run is losing the mask, because also the masks can freeze some cycles, or well, the cycles are gonna keep running on the background, but they're not gonna do anything. For example, with some walls and obstacles, they're not gonna be triggered. And also with the notice that jump, I just can do this and I can avoid activating the switch that we have seen on the metal box. And with that, I just can keep going on the stage. So for example, these doors are cycle based, and after some seconds the doors are gonna get closed automatically. So if I just have the invincibility pace, this is gonna be good because the cycle is gonna keep running in the background, but it's not gonna affect me. The same goes for this lags where another obstacle is gonna appear, but in this case I have run out of the mask effect, but it's fine. It's not a problem, as you have seen here. Here we are just at the end of the stage, so again, abusing of the neutral slide jump. I don't need to activate the switches, and there we go. So now these were the important stages with masks, but I'm gonna keep the stage 6 anyways at the end. So here I'm gonna be moving to stage number 10. The backup stage here is stage number 6 because this is the only stage where you can get 3 masks. That's the only stage on all the game where you can get talking about the main stages, obviously. Because I'm not quite sure if the additional stages have those things, because I don't remember when was the last time that I played the game at the fully percentage, that is 105% of the game. So now Magnet Run, it's slightly extended and kind of difficult version, also a night edition of Orient Express. We're gonna be having more enemies, more obstacles, but again, it's not gonna be like a big deal. If I lose a mask here, I'm gonna just try to lose one. I can lose both of them, but that's gonna translate, and then I'm gonna sacrifice a cycle of the invincibility mask, because you can get 2 cycles with the invincibility masks, so on the second stage. So in this case I have finished the stage keeping the mask, so for now we're good. The TV on this stage is 51 minutes and 7 seconds. World record, if I remember correctly, it's 43:56. And once I start on the third one, I'm going to be talking about the history of the game, because I'm going to have a good amount of time to talk about it. So now, gee whiz, stage number 6. This is the only stage where you can get 3 masks. This is the first mask. The other one is on a bonus box, that is the one that we are going to see on the background. But I'm not going to catch it, I'm just going to keep going. And this is problematic because actually on my setup I am not listening to the in-game audio. It's just you can listen to it on the stream, but I'm not listening now because I haven't prepared my setup, since I have a new microphone. I haven't prepared a new setup that avoids that the TV can catch the sound of the TV without catching the mic. So sometimes I'm gonna be able to listen to this, sometimes don't know, and not, but the problem that I'm finding here is that usually in this game you're gonna use the sound cues to know when the invincibility phase is gonna finish. But considering that I know which is my average with my movements and skills on the game, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I just can complete this without feeling on the necessity to listen to the game. So another challenge has appeared. This run is turning very interesting. So now with this, I'm gonna move to the stage number 8, which is the first racing stage we're gonna have. This is called Hog Wild, and the mechanic here to gain the crystal is that I just need to finish on first place, and that's everything. So this can be an equivalent to the water stages, the jet ski stages with Coco. But now we are on the road, and Crash is riding a motorbike. Also, there are some pads on the floor that if I catch, this can make Crash keeps just moving on a wheel, and this is likely faster. So I'm gonna try. I will try to keep this pace as much as I can. Also, those ramps doesn't help to increase your speed, so it's not important that I take them. Unfortunately, here I have missed the input. I stopped pressing the cross button to keep going forward, so I have lost effect. Well, this is the end of the stage. We're gonna see 3 of these stages, three similar stages on the game. This is the first one. We're gonna see the other one later. And now it's time to face Dingodile. This is a boss that appeared in this game. Tiny Tiger came from Crush 2. And there's an intended way to save like a minute here, because this is a cycle-based boss. So here, this is another technique that is the high jump. So what I'm gonna be doing here is that I press the slide button, and then at the same time, on the slide finishes, I press the cross and the jumping and spin button. So with this, I'm gonna make a higher jump than the intended one, because here what the thing that I was gonna do is that he's gonna start to throw some fireballs to the air that are gonna land outside, and after some seconds he's gonna start to destroy the wall that is protecting him. So with this, we can ignore that entirely, and we can show Dingodile who is the real boss here. And yeah, sit here stage with Hog Wild. So now, this is gonna be usually when people run 105%, in order to be more safe, they used to save their game after this, because the next stage, double header, stage number 15, for some reason makes that your console crashes. There's just a minimal percentage that this happens. Fortunately, this hasn't happened to me, and in case that it shouldn't happen, I have a backup save file, so I shouldn't be worried about. But again, fortunately, I have never got any crash on this stage. The reason why it crashes is because, well, the development of the original trilogy of Crash games, it's a bit interesting. Plus, at the same time, the console is loading a lot of stuff, a lot of things here. A lot of people started to wonder that probably that was just an issue with the PS2 consoles, because I'm playing this game on a PS2. Usually because the PS2 consoles are the best to run PS1 games, because the console has an option that makes that the discs can spin faster, so you can reduce by a lot the loading times. I think that, if I remember correctly, basing the standard loading times or PS1 loading times to the PS2 loading times with fastest speed mode enabled, you can save 2 minutes RTA, so this is really good, because you reduce by a lot this low CD loading times. And also, as you can see, there are these big enemies that has 2 heads. This is the reason why this stage is called double header. And as a curiosity, in Japan, this was modified. The enemies were modified, and they just have 1 head. The reason behind this is because Sony of Japan thought that that was gonna be something creepy for Japanese audience, so they decided to modify it. And also, since the double header stage got its name due to that enemy, we need to, well, they need to also rename the stage, but unfortunately I don't remember the name of the stage right now. Also, something I forgot to mention is that once I defeat a boss, I'm gonna be unlocking some power-ups. In this case, when I have defeated Tiny Tiger, I got the Super Body Slam, and now that I have defeated Dingodile, I got the double jump. Dino. Also, this dinosaur doesn't save time. I think that it's 0.5 seconds lower, but to take it. But I like to take it just because it looks cool. And also, I make a little zigzag, try to go a little bit faster. Sometimes I'm gonna be doing some zigzags, or probably I'm doing zigzags and you're not noticing it, or well, I'm not noticing that I'm doing zigzagging, because plus when you get zigzag you can increase slightly your speed, because nice game development. The zigzag is basically just keep meshing up left, up right, and vice versa, all the kind of combinations you can get with that. And obviously I do this with the D-pad. Usually PS1 games are run with a D-pad instead of the analog stick, because analog stick movement is slower by just a little bit. Plus you can do more specific movements with the D-pad. So now I'm gonna start with the complicated stages for myself. Stage number 13, this is not one of my favorites. This is not my favorite from this. No, this is probably my second less favorite stage from this warp room. My less favorite stage is stage 12, which is another underwater level, and fortunately it's the last one that we're gonna be watching during the run. And also that's on the stage that the masks down here, so I'm gonna go on this one because there's just one mask that matters. I have pressed the cross button here to jump over the genie, so I just can move there like a half second quick. Sometimes it's a bit interesting, this kind of little optimizations that we can find on the game. Well, because we can find on this kind of games when we do stuff like this. So there's just one mask here, and I don't know what happened when I touched it. I'm gonna move slow because, as I've said before, I haven't grinded this correctly. I haven't practiced it, so I'm so rusty right now. And the run is going decent for my standards, so let's try to keep it like that. Also, if we mix the neutrally slide jump with the double jump that I have unlocked, I obviously can reach more long distance stuff, which is another nice thing here. So now stage 12, we're gonna start again with the problems, because it's another underwater stage. Acomoda el ventilador. Okay, I'm a big dumb. I shouldn't have done that, but anyways. Having the underwater motorbike helps you to move a little faster here, but this is just gonna be at the beginning because here next to this thing you lose it automatically, but it's fine. Gonna wait for the save cycle. Okay, if this run can be a 53, I'm gonna be happy, considering that I haven't played this in probably like 1 or 2 months. Almost 2 months. The last time that I have played this, if I remember correctly, it was on April, for an online marathon in my country. That it was gonna be an on-site marathon, but unfortunately, due to COVID situation, the marathon was moved to an online one, which is pretty sad. But we need to take care about ourselves and everybody and the across station that we are living for. And we need to try to forget this bad moment just playing old video games as fast as we can. I have lost one mask here, but it's fine. There's a backup route that I'm gonna be taking on the next warm room. So now I need to be as careful as much as I can. I need to be careful as much as I can in order to keep this only mask. So I'm close to the end of the stage. So I'm gonna try to keep this motorbike. Okay, it's fine. It's supposed that I should have made a damage boosting there in order to lose that thing, but I haven't done that. But it's fine. And now probably the worst motorbike stage. Road crash, and this is the worst because this is not the longest one, but definitely this is the most hardest because there are more obstacles. The other runners here, the other racers are so tricky sometimes to be ahead of them, and well, all the movement in general. There's a lot of things that make this stage turn some kinda awful. Oh fuck. Yeah, so here I think that I'm gonna keep quiet, so if the announcer has something to say, this is a very good moment to make any announcement / shout out / whatever announcer want to say. I'm gonna keep quiet for the next 30 seconds, so it's a good opportunity to say something. After this stage, I'm just gonna move to the next boss fight.
Shoutouts to GhostSenpai for the great run.
Well, it's been good. I'm not gonna lie, considering that I haven't played this in a month.
That's great. I mean, yeah, you're doing fine as far as I can tell.
We don't need to start with the announcer's course because we're fine, so we don't need to say that this is going fine, otherwise it's gonna be bad. And right now I'm gonna start here with the most complicated section of this stage. I'm gonna keep quiet here and I want to explain why later. Oh, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad! Bless energy, bless energy, bless energy! Yes! Okay, I was so close to don't finish in first place. This is a really complicated race if you're like me, obviously, that you suck playing this, but I hope you have got an idea about why I say that usually this stage is a bit awful. Because if I should finish on second or a lower place, I was gonna go out of the stage and I need to re-enter to it to start the race. Unless on Insane Trilogy, the game gives you the opportunity to start again the stage, so you don't need to go out of it. So that's something good. Nice. So the way that I'm gonna be defeating Entropy, as you have seen, he's gonna throw some I forgot the name of this thing, but that things has some heat, so obviously I don't need to touch it because it's gonna be so hot. So after he throws some that that stuff, and then he just gonna throw some beams, and he's gonna move the platform, so I'm gonna be able to reach him in order to feed him, and that's everything. That's the way that I'm gonna be using to defeat this boss. I just need to do this 3 times. Okay, I got distracted for a moment and I thought that I have lost the mask. I need to keep it, otherwise it's gonna be awful. Obviously, if I receive damage or if I die, I'm gonna lose the masks. I don't think that deserves an explanation. So now I get here the tornado spin, which is something that changes the way that I make the spin, so I can keep on the air for a little amount of time, of extra time, so I'm gonna be using this on some later stages. So now the backup stage here, stage 18, which is another stage where Koku is gonna ride a jet ski. Again, I just keep pressing the cross button to keep moving, and another boring stage, but I haven't been able to complete this without breaking any blocks, so RIP personal challenge. But this stage, the reason why this stage is a backup one is because there's just one mask here. And if you enter here with two masks, what's gonna happen is that the box is not gonna spawn. Instead of it, we're gonna have a question mark box that is gonna give to us 10 Wumpa fruit, because these fruits are not apples, they're Wumpa fruit. And obviously, since I need to break that... Oh no, come on! That was bad, that was awful. I haven't put attention to what has make that I received some damage. Probably it was a shark that I haven't put attention to it. But it's fine, it's fine. Since this is a run for a marathon, it's not like if this were a PB attempt or something like that, so we're fine. I have considered almost 7 minutes. Well, I have added almost 7 minutes to my actual PB, and I'm using that as an estimate. So with this kind of mistakes, we're fine. Probably this is gonna be like a 53 or 54. So here what I'm gonna be doing is that again I'm gonna change my route, because the really important stage here is the stage 20. With all the masks. I mean, you can start a stage with 2 masks, because that's on stage that also well, all of the rest of the stages has just 1 mask. I haven't got to checkpoint, so I need to be careful also. All the stages just has 1 mask, and well, I'm gonna sacrifice the stage 16. Stage 17 doesn't have masks also, so I'm gonna be sacrificing the stage 16 in order to get the additional mask that I'm lacking off in order to play the stage 20. Stage 19 is a futuristic stage, and I know how I am there, so I'm not gonna take risks about what am I doing, so I prefer to sacrifice the stage 16, which is a Sphinxinator. Tom Waiter is the stage 20, the one where you really require to start the stage having bot masks. You're gonna see why on-site starts on the stage. The only mask of this stage is hiding here, so probably if you play this game casual for the first time, you're not breaking the boxes, you're not gonna notice that there's an echo mask here. Again, some cycles were gonna be freezed, and there's a way to skip this section and go directly to the next section of the stage without feeling the necessity of taking these platforms. But again, for safeness purposes, I'm just gonna try to play this as safe as I can. Definitely this is gonna be a 54. I don't have any doubt about that, at least at this moment. Also, it has been a long time since I have got a PB in this game. I promise that at some point I'm gonna get good at this. I'm gonna do it for the ResortFest community. And for myself, obviously. For a personal improvement. Because why not? Here lies the crystal that we need to catch. Te lavaste la cara y el mono no, te lavaste la cara y el mono no. These monkeys are not good, guys, so we need to skip them. Now stage 20, Tom Waiter. You're gonna see the real reason behind the real power of the acromatics. So here on this stage we're gonna have these water sections that there's a cycle that after some seconds the water is gonna rise up and rise down. So If I remember correctly, almost at the beginning of the run, I have to say that the masks can help to. Okay, I don't used to do this, but let's play a bit safe. The masks not just gives to us more speed and obviously invincibility, but also it can freezes. It can freeze some cycles. For example, here I'm close to the only mask on this stage, and once I catch it, you're gonna notice that the water is not gonna rise up. But also, you need to be careful because when at the moment when you lose when the ability of the invincibility phase finishes, and if you haven't started it on a good cycle, probably the water is gonna rise up instantly. And if you're on a section where the water rises up, you are gonna lose a good amount of time. So as you have seen, the water has stopped rising while I was having the invincibility base. So it's something good. So talking about the history of the game, this game starts exactly when you complete Crash Bandicoot 2 at 100%, when the Cortex Vortex, which is a Cortex space station, gets destroyed. One of the parts of the space station falls directly into the air, and it falls into the Uka Ukas, and I don't know if it's graveyard, jail, or whatever you want to consider that, but he was trapped there, and Uka Uka is the evil twin of Aku Aku, the mask that is helping to us. Obviously, Uka Uka is a villain. So since Uka Uka was free, he met the Neocortex, the evil doctor, the evil scientist that we are trying to stop, that has created Crash. Since from its place, Uka Uka sent instructions to Cortex, and Cortex failed twice to dominate the world. In some way, Uka Uka feels nice and pleased since he now was free. Now he was free. He was not anymore in that prison where he was lying. So now on this third game, they're gonna be using the Nefarious Trophy machine in order to travel around the times in order to get all the crystals, gems, and relics and use their power to dominate the world. But obviously, since we are the good guys, we need to avoid all of this. So at the end, we're just gonna get the crystals and save the world because we are good guys. So again, this is to just have one mask, and that mask lies here. Okay, that was good. Also, sometimes I need to wait until some platform cycles, I just can keep going, and that's gonna be fine. And also the tornado spin is gonna help to me. Up to this point, it doesn't matter if I keep the masks or not, but I'm gonna try to keep them as much as I can. Forget it. Just to be a bit safe on this stage. Because by default, the next stage I'm gonna be playing, stage 17, is not gonna it's gonna equip me of all my masks. So that's the reason why if you have masks, you will prefer to leave that stage at the end. And also, this is gonna be the last stage of where we're gonna be watching Coco. So by my emblems, I need to destroy all of these emblems, obviously. There are 7 of them, and they have a huge hitbox, so I shouldn't be so worried. And that enemies are silly on this stage, and each time that they shoot to me, they're just gonna make to me 1% of damage. There are some balloons that refill my health, but as I've said before, I'm not so worried about them on this stage. There's gonna be a similar stage later that is Mad Bombers, and usually is one of the biggest base killers on this game. But that stage is played with Rush, so you're gonna notice the reason behind this. There's just one blame that I need to destroy, but I don't care about the enemies, and as you have seen, besides the fact that I have received a lot of damage, I was able to complete this. So now it's time to say goodbye to Coco. Goodbye, Imoto, because we're not gonna watch him here anymore in the rest of the run. So now it's time to move to the fourth boss fight, which is Engine and... Wait. Sorry guys, I have lied to you. This is her last stage with Coco, and the only boss stage that she has. So now Engine, or as I like to call him, the real game boss, it's gonna have two phases. Okay, that wasn't good, so it's time to play a bit safe. So he's gonna be on this big giant robot form, and it's easy to defeat him here. The problem is gonna begin with the next cycle, obviously. Because here there are more parts that I need to destroy, but the problem that this has is that this thing in the middle is the only one that you can keep shooting. Okay, like this, where you can keep shooting, because the other ones needs to shoot to use some stuff if you wanna destroy all of this. Uh-oh. There we go. One less. Yep, definitely this is gonna be a 54. Almost a 55. That's a good part. The good thing about using just D-pad in this section is that it's a bit easier to try to aim him. But for some reason, it's more easier to aim on Insane Trilogy. Probably just only a few things that are good about Insane Trilogy. Insane Trilogy is good, but it's more hard. And there we go. Fourth boss defeated. Almost, I was so close to die, but we defeated. And now we got the Fruit Bazooka, which is basically a bazooka that can shoot a Wumpa Fruit. And now, Mad Bombers, stage 24. The reason why this stage is so bad is because now we're gonna have some planes here, but these planes has a very reduced hitbox zone, plus the AI is more harder to defeat. And also it's more, well, not so harder, but it's more aggressive against us, so this turns this stage into a challenge. And also, I don't know if it's just me, because I haven't asked it about this to other runners of the game, but I feel that every time that I break a health box, these enemies are gonna be more aggressive. So I have received here more than 50% of damage. I'm gonna take one of these balloons. The balloons just give to us 50% of health. There are 3 of them, if I remember correctly, in this stage. So I need to try to keep them as much as I can, to be as safe as I can, to do this as safe as I can. There's a bone here, but I'm not necessarily catching it. One there that... Oh, it's close to me, so I'm gonna catch it just to be safe. And there we go. This was slow, but it was safe. This can be a sub 55. So now, a box light, this is a stage where we're gonna get 4 masks, so if you don't start the last warp with the last stage that was Mad Bombers, you need to start with this stage, because with this we're gonna be using the mask. This mask, I'm gonna try to use it to abuse from some cycles, because if I receive damage, I can freeze some cycles. So I'm gonna try to freeze a door cycle in a bit. Okay, I was late, but at the same time I have got a good cycle, so it wasn't bad anyways, because I have 3 here, 3 masks, as you can see. And now I need to be careful and try to keep this mask as much as I can. Now let's go back to the future. So again, probably I'm gonna be taking some breaks on the stages because I have run out of things that I probably can say. So if I find something interesting to say, I'm gonna mention it. Otherwise, let's just enjoy this. This is the only mask that this stage has. I used the bazooka to make this thing go kaput. So here, as you can notice, there's a lot of obstacles and enemies, and this is the only stage that where the masks matters, because the rest of the stages doesn't have masks. So it doesn't matter if I lost them here. I have lost one, but I'm gonna try to keep this last one as a little, or well, backup protection, or well, a little extra protection, or something like that. You will get the idea. Well, I don't know sometimes what am I saying, but you can wonder something like that from somebody that doesn't speak English as their main language. And that definitely requires to take more English classes, because he's forgetting everything about what does he have learned all these years. So now this stage, which is Flaming Passion, also known as also known as my personal backup base killer, it's a pretty annoying stage, mostly if we consider the fact that this doesn't have masks. This stage doesn't have masks at all, any masks. So I just have one here, so I'm gonna try to keep it as in order to be a bit safe. And here, I can skip this section. Just doing something like this. I have failed on the first attempt. It doesn't say so much time, but it looks cool. And also, let's keep using the bazooka to defeat some enemies that are introsecond distance. And then this is the end of the stage. There we go. So now we're gonna move to stage 22, which is Orange Asphalt, and it's the last racing stage that we're gonna be having. Obviously, it's the mod longest, but at least it's not so difficult as and annoying as Root Crush. So we're fine anyways. Okay. I don't. Now that I'm reacting about this, I don't know what I've entered to this stage. This is a signal that I'm so tired and I'm not fully focused on this and that. Definitely, this has been a very bad day for me. But hey, I'm doing a run, and this is going decent, considering that I haven't played this in a good amount of time. So we are fine. This is the good moment of the day. So after the rain, it counts the rainbow. So this is the rainbow time for the happy moment. So here again, I need to keep pressing the press button, and then I need to move to the. I need to finish on first place, and I'm gonna get the crystal that I need. Beep. Oh fuck. That was it. This is a trap because there is a speed boosting pad here, and here's another one. But I need to be careful because if I go out of the road, as you can see, my speed's gonna decrease. So obviously we don't want this because who wanna be slow on a speed run? And speed runs means that we need to be quickly and we need to complete games as fast as we can. So with this, we have got all the 25 crystals, and now it's time to face Vortex in the game. Yeah, definitely it's gonna be a 54. Almost a 55. Because this is a boss fight that takes like 1.5 minutes, if I remember correctly. So now we're gonna have a flashback of the first Crash Bandicoot, and the way that we defeated, Vortex, because this is a similar attack like the one that he made on the first game. So first he's gonna he's gonna shoot some beams from his pistol, and then he's gonna start to throw some mines, and his shield's gonna be deactivated for a bit while he's having problems with his gun. So that's the moment that we're gonna be using to attack him. But at the same time, we need to avoid the fight between the Masks brothers because they can kill us. They can make that Crash also lose a life. But in the last phase, I'm gonna be using that on my side in order to try to reduce some time, exploding some mines before time. So on the third attack, the Masks are gonna move to the section where I am. So what I'm gonna be trying to do here is that the third time that they stomp the floor, I'm gonna make that they move to a specific spot where that Cortex is gonna throw some mines, because also the distance between the mines is a bit RNG based. Fortunately, the attacks of the masks or not, and I forgot to do what I was gonna do. The setup was that just on this section where I am, I was gonna be in order to make that the brothers stop there. The time's gonna finish on a bit, and the time finish on when you press the triangle button. Once you get this, just keep the dialogue text box. That's also that we have got this speed shoes that is gonna help us to go more faster, and you're gonna wonder which is the reason behind of getting this when we defeat the last boss of the game. Well, you can do some time trials on the game, and if you do a time trial you get a relic, but you need to get the relics at less in gold or platinum, and it's supposed that this shoes helps to us to go faster. This game has two endings. This is the bad ending of the game, the ending of 90%, where, well, Cortex says that he cannot defeat that he can't believe that he was defeated for the third time. So probably he needs to take a little break on an island, or he needs to take some vacations. And then Uka tells us that we haven't defeated them yet because we need to collect all the gems and all the relics. So this means that after we get all of these on the game, we're gonna unlock the real ending. The real ending is when obviously you defeat them. You get that when you defeat the game at 105%, which is the full completion of the game. So again, thanks to the ResortFest staff for giving me the opportunity of mostly because I honestly ran out of time to submit for the marathon. I was busy with university stuff, but then they asked for backup runs and I submitted some runs as a backup, and I'm really happy that they gave me the opportunity to be part of this. I have been in almost all of the ResortFest events, and this is a pretty chill and nice community. I really like this kind of events because remember that everything is for a good cause, so all of these donations are gonna go to a good charity. So well, in this case, this marathon is supporting the Lupus Research Alliance, so remember that if you donate, this is for a good cause. Unfortunately, I'm a bit broke, so I'm gonna hope that for the next ResortFest marathon I can save some money to donate, because I remember when was the last time that I donated to a ResortFest marathon. It wasn't so far away, but anyways, I really hope that this run has been something good for you, everybody. I really hope that you have enjoyed this as much as I have enjoyed it. Again, my PB 5107. I'm mostly classic PlayStation games runner and modern Nintendo games runner. I'm mostly a parity speedrunner, so I used to run a lot of things. So if you want to follow me, that's good. If you don't want to follow me, don't worry, because I really know that you're gonna watch me again on a future marathon. Probably here, probably another place, but you're gonna see me everywhere. So I was GhostSenpai. I really hope that you have really enjoyed this run, and that's everything by my side. Keep enjoying the marathon because we're close to finish with the first day of the marathon. We have more runs to watch on this Saturday and Sunday, so keep watching because right now we're close to the last runs of the marathon. We're gonna have Bahamut X playing River City Girls. That's a pretty cool game that I said I was gonna learn and I never learned, but anyways, keep watching the event and remember that everything is for the good cause.
Thanks so much, Ghost. We're always happy to have you.